Hi everyone, this is Anthony, Wall Street Trader. Please note nothing in this video is financial advice. The video is intended for educational purposes only. If you want to stay up to date with my latest videos, click the subscribe button below as well as the bell next to it. These videos come out generally once a day, but they come out at different times. Intraday updates and major market moves around the cryptos that I cover in this video, you can click on that Twitter link, it's in the description below. Let's get started. Okay, it's 1:14 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Saturday, July 3rd, 2021. All right, so let's take a look at Nucypher US dollar. And to recall for everyone, I am in at 43.7 cents per Nucypher token. That's my average cost basis. Now the Nucypher US dollar, as I break this out, Nucypher US dollar is equal to the Nucypher strength to Bitcoin multiplied by the benchmark. Now, this is the Nucypher US dollar pair. Let's take the left side of the equation first. The first point I want to make here is that we're still in the broadening wedge, and we typically resolve to the upside. That's around 80 or so cents. How are we going to get there? Well, there's a couple of things in motion. Bitcoin, one of them, but even more importantly, I feel Nucypher Bitcoin really, truly consolidating. Let's take a look at what's going on here. This consolidation here that started in mid-June has been ominously similar to this consolidation back in early January. This is the first time in a long time that we've actually had a horizontal period of consolidation on a horizontal basis, not like an upward consolidation. Now, if you look back in time, we started out up here at 2000 and crashed all the way down to 430, roughly, on or about, right? This cupping pattern here looks very similar to this cupping pattern here. So if you look at this side here, and then you look from over here and down, it's very, very, very similar. So we resolved back at the end of this cup, we resolved back to the beginning of that cup. Well, if we resolve back to the beginning of the cup, that would put us back well within this smile range at around 1400 and change. That's a 150% uptick. 150% uptick in US dollar terms would put us at around 60 some odd cents per Nucypher, getting us closer to this range and possibly and likely above that range. So that would be an incredibly bullish signal there. Again, we have to see how this plays out, but look at the news. I mean, the news is actually very compelling. This company called Newlink has been created to help bridge Nucypher into the Polkadot ecosystem. So we have the Ethereum ecosystem, which is lots of apps built on Ethereum, and now you have lots of apps that are built on Polkadot are now able to leverage this Nucypher. So it'll be very interesting to see how this will work. It's an independent effort, which is even more compelling because this is showing broader adoption of Nucypher and their technology. So let's move into the graph and we'll further discuss what's going on there. So if we look at the graph, I'm in at 81.4 cents. And at 81.4 cents, I'm still holding on pretty tightly. Now the graph has also shown some very optimistic price action here that I'm liking very much so. As I mentioned in yesterday's video, we wanted to get over this red line, but we wanted really to get over this yellow line. Not only did we do that, but we are now slightly above. Now, as I always say, you have to stay above the trend line long enough for it to be a valid breakthrough. Right now, we are definitely facing resistance here. I mean, you probably can't see it on your screen, especially if you're looking on your phone, but there's like two little hair follicles popping right over this yellow line. Now, if we can get through this and we can stay above it for a day, a proper day, I'd feel very convinced that we are in a new course. So let's see how that plays out. We're at 62.66 per graph relative to US dollar. Now let's look at the graph relative to Bitcoin. That's another big indicator of what's going on. We popped not only through this yesterday evening, but we are now well above this yellow support line. I'll zoom back out so everyone recognizes what's going on here. First of all, This is starting to potentially be a upward ascending triangle pattern. If we can get up to here at 1900, that's another 10% or so move on the graph relative to Bitcoin, which translates to another 10% move, assuming Bitcoin stays the same, on the graph US dollar. So that's another 6 or 7 cents, puts us close to 70 cents per graph. Again, we have to see how this plays out, and we'll keep you posted on that. Now let's take a look at RLC. So RLC is right now, what I bought it at is $5 and change. RLC is equal to the RLC Bitcoin pair multiplied by Bitcoin itself. So let's take a look at this chart here. So RLC, as much as I'd love to be really bullish, we've got to get through this red line on the RLC US dollar pair. But let's take a look at the underlying factors. The RLC strength to Bitcoin, which is right over here. Now, we are still above this yellow line. We have been consolidating nicely. I love these horizontal areas of consolidation for this long period of time. So we have to see how this thing will play out, but I expect that we will stay over the yellow line in the near term, and we have to hope that this rallies up to the 10,400, which is a 25% move. And if we get up to the upper trend line of this channel, then we are looking at a 20% move on the underlying pair, which would put us another 50 cents or so, 60 cents. And 60 cents on that would be around 340, 350. So more to come there. Everything's looking pretty peachy keen in the markets. Now let's look over at Bitcoin. Now Bitcoin is definitely making a move here, a shot for the orange line. This orange line is going to be a tough one. It has been, clearly it has been obeying it, but now we need to disrespect it and get up. This this green line is pointing straight to 80,000. We got to keep our eye on this as well. Let's just take a look at what's going on here in Bitcoin land. More than literally, it's 28% less difficult to mine Bitcoin. Now imagine the return on investment for someone looking to mine Bitcoin. This is an opportunity of a lifetime. 28% less difficult to mine means I need to spend 28% less in order to create the same Bitcoin that used to take a lot longer and harder and more costly to do. So that's basically buying Bitcoin at a 28% Bitcoin for all intent and purposes. It is very interesting to see how this will go, especially here in the States where you have Miami and Texas and lots of states looking to create these little Bitcoin mining plants will be pretty impressive. And then, there's articles on what cryptocurrencies will look like. A lot of folks saying DeFi will be the future for cryptocurrencies. I know 50 years is a long, long time from now. I'm sure a lot of this will happen before then, but, they're just going, to the very end, cradle to grave on this thing. But ultimately, what we're talking about here is more capabilities on a decentralized network, which will help companies like Nucypher, The Graph, RLC or iExec. All of these companies will stand to benefit. And anyway, we'll see how things play out. Follow me on Twitter. Click the like button below. Click the subscribe button below, and we'll chat. Take care, everyone.